Well, Exiles, tomorrow we are going to be getting the big patch notes for 3.26, and I am excited, but I'm also nervous. I made a video a couple days ago about how everyone is thinking that Ephemeral Edge is going to get nerfed, and I really hope it doesn't, but I feel like everything points to probably. And one of the things I didn't talk about in my video was that there was a recent video from GGG where they showed in the background a player who is wearing Ephemeral Edge. And that is a sign that it's going to get nerfed. But what is important is the rest of the gear he's wearing in that clip, because what else might get nerfed that people were not thinking about? So this video is just theorizing for fun because we're bored waiting for the patch notes, but also it can mark as a example for future leagues about what thing did we see and what thing did they nerf, to help us next time we're in the same shoes to have a better vibe or feel of what we think is going to happen. So I want to show you, this is the Path of Exile YouTube channel, the official one, where they do both Path of Exile 1 and Path of Exile 2 series updates. So Secrets of the Atlas, they've been teasing this for the past week or so, and I've went through each video to check if they ever showed any person's inventory and what that person's wearing. So here's one of the inventories they're showing, and this is pretty much all rare gear other than the, what is it, Ahi, it sounds like Ahi Tuna, whatever those gloves are called. I'm pretty sure that's what those are called. Are those gloves getting nerfed? Probably not. I don't really care, but I would be surprised. I don't think they're OP by any means. And then I don't think anything in his inventory really matters either. Maybe it does, and maybe there are things I just wouldn't notice. So next video, it looks very identical. Same gear, pretty much all rares except for this pair of gloves. And then the next video, wash and repeat. So 3 videos all wearing this gear. Maybe this is Mark Roberts' character. Hey guys, I'm Mark Roberts. Maybe this is him. Okay, here's during this same video, which was Betrayal Improvements, there is a very short period of time where the player is now wearing this different set of gear. And this set of gear is very similar to a build I played that is like the Puget 2, the YouTuber guy that kind of came. I don't know if he came up with this build, but he probably made it the most famous. And I think his version was a little bit different. But this was an extremely popular build this league, especially for Lightning Strike players, where Puget 2's was mainly Molten Strike. And you can see he's wearing Voice of the Storm, which, holy smokes, guys. I think I farmed like 100 of these Voice of the Storms during Freesia, and I made so much money farming Voice of the Storms. Then he's wearing a Nimis and Nimis, however you want to say it. I've heard people say it like 12 different ways. Nimis, very popular ring, very expensive. He's got a rare ring. It's hard to see here through the overlay. Obviously an Ephemeral Edge and a Mage Blood, and rare everything else. So the new question I have, everyone says Ephemeral Edge is getting nerfed. Everyone knows Lightning Strike is getting nerfed for sure. What about Voice of the Storm? What about Nimis? I haven't heard any chatter really about that. And then, something that he's not wearing that would be very common to go with this setup is the Anethema ring. And the fact that he's not wearing it makes me think that Anethema will not get nerfed. But I could see it also being lumped in. And there was another outfit in one of the earliest videos. I think this was the first video, and I forgot what this axe is called, but I don't think we need to worry about this one. So whatever this guy's wearing is pretty much all rares in this one unique axe. I don't know why my phone is beeping so much. Sorry if you can hear all that noise. Anyway, so these are the secret things that they're showing, and this one is definitely so short that they glimpse this setup that I really feel like they're nerfing this stuff in general. They're nerfing whether it's just Lightning Strike or all of these things. So now I want to kind of talk about a little bit about those other items. So if you look at all amulets and settlers, rare amulet by far the most popular, and then we've got yoke, the most popular unique, badge of the brotherhood, second most. Voice of the Storm, third most popular unique. So that is 7% of all players using Voice of the Storm. That's pretty popular. Badge of the Brotherhood, I mean, I feel like there's nothing to nerf on there other than just taking it out of the game, and that would completely kill my charge stacking build. And I don't think that there's enough people playing the charge stacking build that I played that it would. I don't think GGG cares. I'm not worried about that. Now, as far as about ring wearers, the most popular rings go. Calandra's Touch, obviously insanely popular for good reasons. That's not getting nerfed. The Taming, very popular, of course, because of Fub Guns builds, dual wearing Tamings, and Nimis, of course, Nimis, whatever, obviously very popular as well, which we just talked about that. And Anethema, it's hard for me to say that word for some reason, another very popular ring. So let's look at these items and what could be nerfed, if anything. So Nimitz is very expensive, and I just don't think they will nerf it. But if they did, I mean, maybe projectiles are fired in random directions doesn't happen, and it's just return only. Maybe it's not random. I could see that happening. I mean, the increased projectile damage being removed completely or lowered to like 10 to 20%. That could happen. The resistances or decks. I don't think the resistances and decks really matter too much, but a lot of people might notice the resistance if they're relying on that 30%. It's just, you know what, realistically, it's just the projectile damage or the random directions. You can't take the return proj off of it completely. That's just never going to happen. Now, they could theoretically say that returning projectiles deal 50% of damage, like the actual skill gem says, and then it's just replacing a skill gem. That would make this item pretty much worthless. No one would wear it anymore. In my opinion, at least. It would not be worth 1,000 or 100 divine or anything like that. So in Anethema, as I mentioned, was not in this video. It's not showcased, but if you look at who's wearing it, it's all the people wearing Voice of the Storm, Nimis, and using Lightning Strike, basically, and an Ephemeral Edge. So what they would nerf here, maybe the chance to gain a power charge when you cast the spell, maybe. They can't, so the only reason people wear this is your curse limit is equal to your maximum power charges, right? I mean, I think they just can't change that. They could say like your curse limit is 3, or it just equals 3. I don't know. I think that I just don't think this item needs to be nerfed, in my opinion. Maybe you guys will disagree with me, but I think changing anything, it makes it difficult. I mean, you could just take the cast speed off, like just wipe the cast speed. Maybe that's the nerf they give it. Lower the max energy. Well, the max energy shield is implicit. That wouldn't make sense either. So I don't know. I think that this one's kind of hard to nerf, and if they did it, it's just gonna be very minor. People that were gonna play this would still play it. Okay, and Voice of the Storm is probably the big one because it is very popular and it is a really good amulet. And so why do people want this? Well, there's two main reasons, right? You've got lightning damage with non-critical strikes as lucky being the biggest. That is huge. And then 50% increased lightning damage. I think to make this still a cool amulet, but nerf, you probably do something like 30% increased lightning damage. So it's just not as strong, but you can't take away the lucky thing because that's what makes it cool. So maybe you put this to 25 even if you're going to nerf it. So that's pretty much all I have to talk about. I'm curious about what you guys think about these items, which ones will get nerfed. If you think Anethema is definitely safe because it wasn't being worn in the build. And do you think... I don't think Nimis is going to get nerfed because of how rare and expensive it is, but I do think Voice of the Storm is up for it potentially. If I had more time, I would look at the rarity of these items, to say like what tier they are. I don't know if it's right in front of my face right now because that does matter. If Voice of the Storm is a higher tier than I thought it was, then maybe they wouldn't nerf it either. But I'm pretty sure Nimis, which I've said 12 different ways already, is pretty rare and hard to get. So, obviously you can farm these div cards to get it, but these div cards are not easy to get either. And you need 12 of them, or 7 of them, yeah. And the div cards are very expensive. So, I'll stop jabbing. I want to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think any of these things are getting nerfed? If you didn't watch my Ephemeral Edge video, do you think Ephemeral Edge is getting nerfed? If you don't think Lightning Strike is, if you think Lightning Strike is not getting nerfed, I'd love to hear why, because obviously it's going to get nerfed, right? But I haven't heard anyone argue that they think it will stay as it is. That's it. I'll see you guys. Maybe I'll make a video tomorrow about the patch notes or something. I don't know if I'll have time. I probably won't have time. We'll see though. Bye.